afternoon, everyone. It's the 50-year-old 420 gamer, and today I'm going to show you my build that I'm going to use for Frostnite 128. I know I said I was not going to play Frostnite in my last video, but it's actually been quite fun. So even though there's some glitches in it, just the fact that it drops so much great stuff, and you're able to really able to craft all your stuff, so that's really great. I've actually completed the level 100 twice already with randoms. I have a video that's going to kind of be attached to this one, so basically I'll show you some snippets of the gameplay at the end when we did the 20 waves, so that way you guys see. But I've played with a lot of randoms, and I've completed it twice, and I've seen a lot of different builds, and I've seen a lot of builds that were really good in the sense that, yeah, they were great, but they were so large that they made the game just lag so bad. So what I'm trying to do with my build is I'm trying to make it as small and as compact and as basically as impenetrable as possible, so that way I don't have to worry about any of the really bad stuff. So what I mean by that is I'll explain here in a minute. As you guys can see, I'm in my canny, and my gamer tag's still up, and my I don't know what you call this, but I left this. I'm gonna do my endurance, but I left this. So I don't know why, I just love this. But anyway, I wanted to perfect my build. So this is my build for Frostnite 128. All of the wood, disregard. This is just so that I can walk here, because you guys know in Canny, there's, here, if I open it, you guys can see, there's a giant cavern down in there. So I was trying to cover that, because this is free floating. I was trying to make sure my build was going to be a specific amount of pieces. I'm trying to keep it as minimal as possible. So as you can see, basically all the way out to the end of the stone, that's the build. Nothing bigger than that. Everything on the outside is all wall punchers. On the very outside here, if they were to come to the corners, you could change these broadsides out with punchers so you could punch them back out. But I figured if they were just out and about, way out there, at least the broadside would kind of hit them before they got in. Then they're going to meet the punchers, and as you can see, once they get around this puncher, they got to hit another puncher. And then there's the, how shall we say, the sound walls, which a new player that I play with, shout out to Seabot Killer, she calls them the dancers. Can you make me some dancers? Because they make the husks dance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some traps in tandem. So as they come in, they're going to get bounced back. And then when they come across here, they're going to slow down to get bounced back. If it's a husk wave and they happen to throw the propane, you now have traps out here. I'm not sure if I'm going to put them in the corners, which probably wouldn't be a bad idea, and then just follow that all the way around, so that all the way around there's traps out here to combat propane, because as soon as they go to throw it, this will shoot it. You just got to make sure you can't kill them. You can't get them below 35%. Once they get below 35%, they will just blow up the propane to blow themselves up. It's a glitch in the code. So as you can see, by the time they get up to the second tile, now they got a floor launcher, and since I use verticals, I don't ever use stairs. I guess verticals are just more universal and manipulative, shall we say. I can manipulate them more than I can stairs. Stairs are basically stairs, so I prefer the pyramid. But as you can see, all the way around, there's the bounce house to bounce them back out and start the process all over again. Once they get inside, the initial ring all the way around is gas traps and freeze traps, with exceptions of those air traps in the corners here, so that if propaners get inside and they decide to throw, those traps are going to get them. I also put wall lights in here because I don't want to try and kill the husks if they have propane, because then that will set them off. I want to stun them so that I can kill them really quickly while they're stunned and the propane will not go off. What you want to do is you want to I like the wall lights, even though I know people say they don't go through the barricade. But if a husk comes over here, which they will, going from one to the other, it sets the light off. And then whatever is around here, not by here, but whatever's around here, then gets activated by the light and is stand there and is stunned. I haven't put the, how should we say, I haven't put the inner wall spikes on. Let's hope I don't get penalized for it and get kicked out because the game freezes. So far, so good. Usually, what I try to do is because of the last roll, which is 17% increased building health, I want it so that that way the smashers can't get through. I put them on all insides so that that way when you're in here, you can jump up under the container and get out. So that being said, this is the whole ground floor. So as you can see, wall punchers, uh, sound walls, wall darts. Here I'm not using any more traps because you guys got the idea, but same concept all the way around. Just basically one big giant cube. The inside is chucking them back out. The outside is pushing them back out. You're basically trying to run out the clock. So, and then once you get in here, this is where you're going to try and do some damage to them. That being said, now we're going to go upstairs. This is upstairs. So as everybody is running through the taker wave, there's actually traps up here that can help combat the taker wave. Plus there's healing pads. I haven't decided if I'm going to put the rest of it as healing pads up here. That'll determine by actual real world gameplay, playing the actual 128 mission and failing and realizing I need more of those. But at this point, I think this would be good. Maybe maybe a few more ceiling traps to ensure that they don't like some ceiling zappers like over each one of these floor things, because the gas does one, the ceiling does the other, and the ceiling does 3 tiles. Okay, so this is the second floor. I've tried to keep the build to 2 floors. As you can see, here's the first floor and we were just on the second floor. The third floor is not really a third floor per se, and you'll see what I mean by when we get up there. Even though it kind of looks like a third floor, it's very sparse, and it's only for the ceiling traps, the air traps. So as we go up, there's only one way up, which is over here. And the reason being is the door doesn't allow you to get out properly, so you have to do a wall. But I may put more traps in here just in case husks decide to walk in here, but they shouldn't. And then these were just in case they start to throw on the outside wall. But I noticed in the last two 100 missions I did, they did not hit at the wall. They threw all the way up over, tried to get the roof tiles. So basically, what I have done is made it basically a death trap for any of the husks that get thrown up here, because the husks do not get killed by the anti air trap. Only the throwing heads. The husks will land up here and start to beat it. So basically, if they do, the broadsides are going to take them out. Then, on top, these are all air traps. Everything up here is air traps. So as it gets thrown up onto the roof, the air trap can see it on its way up, air trap can see it on its way over it, and the air trap can see it on its way down, as well as all those air traps in the center. So this is my build for, hopefully for Frostnite 128, and hopefully I can do this with a group of people where we can build this exact build and see how it runs. So as you can see, they're not going to get in up here. And then if they were to get in here, which I would think they would if they were to able to get across here and then walk down here, I'll probably end up putting a few traps right here in the actual mission. So if for any reason they come down here, guess what? I can put a freeze trap on this vertical, and then that way it'll freeze them here. It'll wall dynamo, it'll ceiling zap, whatever, so that that way they'll die. And then, like I said, depending upon real world application in the mission, there may need to be more traps. But I'm trying to keep it as minimal as possible so that that way the game does not glitch out. Because basically the burner will be there, and at any point you can get in. If they're beating on the floor and they're breaking out the vertical, you can then put a vertical in while you're there. So basically, it's a I'm trying to make it foolproof. So a buddy of mine, Fats211, has just come in. So I'm gonna end my stream. So thank you very much, guys. Um, I want to say Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy holidays. Happy New Year, which is coming up. And on a different note, go over to HK Music Experience at youtube.com and check out some original music and artwork. And thank you very much, guys, for stopping by. Wave 20, excuse me. We've been for almost a
Don't
hour
make
and
any
30
flag.
minutes.
I want to win this game.
I know, I know. Usually the last two I've played in, I didn't get the best players, so today is pretty awesome because you're a really good player, and the other two players, they're working with us, so that's really good. They're giving us material, they're paying attention to the build, and just basically emulating what we're doing and helping. So can't tell you how many times I've played where just the other teammates are useless. And this time around it's not that. It's well orchestrated. It's great. Man, it's so laggy. And we've torn down so much.
I think we got 2 minutes for the last wave.
Okay.
I'm still logging. Shit.
Yeah, so am I. We kind of cleared everything up, but then we put a bunch more material down, so it's doing the same thing it was doing when we had that huge.
It's not huge, I think.
Oh, I know it was, but now it's not. But
Okay.
it's still causing us to lag a little bit.
We only need to take care about the burners. That's okay, I got a 10 blue gloves. And I stay down here, the minibus can hurt me.
Ooh, he can hurt me though. Ooh, and he killed me. Damn it.
It's too early.
Oh, and I forgot to put those wood floor spikes around the walls inside. They would have
Oh,
given
I'm
us.
logging again.
Yeah. Basically, if they break the walls, just spam the walls.
That's so. How? The taker? Shit.
Mm.
No, I hate it too. Leave me alone, please.
How'd the Smasher get up on the second floor?
How? What the?
Oh, he went up the ramp.
Ah, that's okay. I'm afraid of the taker. The mini boss is easy. Only 1 minute. What the?
That's the healer
It's okay.
girl.
I know.
Heals them.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just finish this. Wait, what? Okay. I think it's 19 minutes. Okay, it's 10 minutes. 10 seconds.
Okay. That was great, man. That was a blast.
Nicely done.
Yeah. Everybody got high scores. Look at that. That's great. Even though they didn't build, they got really nice high scores for not building. That's great. That makes the game fun when you can actually play with others and they play. Unlike how it used to be. GG, guys. That was a blast. 20 waves and a level 100.